bum bum da 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 bum bum da. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Roomies Digest. My name's Christine, and in today's video we are going to be starting a new bullet journal. And as you can see, I have this lovely unboxing of the Archer and Olive journal. It's got this really cute bumblebee on the front, and it's a really pretty blue color. Now, of course, you guys know I didn't actually unbox this for the first time here as I was recording. I had to do a lot of preliminary work for the bullet journal spreads that I'm going to be showing you guys today. But I did do that so that you guys could see what the journal looks like when you unbox it yourself. So for the journal's main theme, I decided to go with kind of like a starry night sky theme. And I'm using these paint pens from the Archer and Olive website. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these paint pens were kind of hard to work with. They're not my favorites, but you know, I just kind of rolled with it because that is literally the vibe of this channel, especially when we do bullet journal videos. So I decided, you know, I'm not just gonna do the paint pens, I'm gonna do actual watercolor paint. So that's what you see, all this black stuff here in my bullet journal. I just decided to go all out, and I was like, if I'm not gonna like it how it is, I'm gonna try and fix it. So I just added some black paint and made it a true natural starry night sky. Now you guys know that I cannot script well, so you know that quote, we just kind of glanced right over it. So this is going to be my 2021 goals page. And, you know, as I started kind of putting this black in, I realized I didn't leave a lot of room for the goals. But they're going to go on the outside, don't worry. They will surround the 2021 Starry Night Sky. And it's just kind of in the same vein as like dreams and goals and like things you want to get accomplished for the rest of the year. You know, we have 6 more months left, guys. So we got a lot to do before then. Moving on, this spread is going to be my year at a glance spread. So you guys know I like to have kind of like my year laid out so that I know what's going on for the rest of the year. I use this a lot for booktube birthdays, you know, with my friends that are booktubers, bookstagrammers, or, you know, new releases that are not ARCs that we won't be getting in the mail that I might just want to buy. So I really like this page. It keeps me up to date on what's going on per month and what to look forward to. And I really like how this one turned out. I decided to kind of do like these calendar boxes with a little bit of shadowing. And I think they turned out pretty neat and clean. They look pretty good to me. I continued this spread with the Starry Night Sky theme, opting out to paint on this page, but I still think it turned out really well. You guys will see in the final flip through the adjustments that I made at the end, but I think it's really cute. Okay, moving on to this double page spread. This is going to be the new releases, so the NetGalley ARC releases that Monique and I need to make sure that we're reading so we can keep up with our, you know, NetGalley. And also on the right hand side, my brain dump page. So if you guys have been watching my bullet journal videos, you know that I like to do a brain dump page pretty much, you know, every month, like one for the year. Like I just like to have blank pages so I can jot stuff down, because that's how my brain works, you know. I just like to dump it all in and put it together later. So as I was doing the spread, I realized, you know, I'm not the best at drawing stars. And it's unfortunate because this is a Starry Night Sky themed intro to my bullet journal, but it's fine. We're rolling with it, you know? C'est la vie. And honestly, the greatest tragedy of this page is the biggest star, which is gonna serve as the title of Brain Dump, but it's fine. We're gonna glance over that and we're not gonna focus on it, guys. I ended up doing a cute little Starry Night Sky bracelet for my magical hands here, and then tried to do something with this brain dump star. Guys, we're gonna skip. It's fine. So here on this page, I did a little more of the black painting. If you guys remember in my bullet journal from January, I set up a 2021 book log page, which basically featured like a young woman and books in her brain. It was really popular. People loved it. So I decided to kind of do another one of those pages, as well as combine a book recommendation page with the series to finish. So the basic gist of this 2-page spread is, there's a book on a table in a library, and the library is looking out into a starry night sky, and, the book on the table is all the possibilities of what I could be reading, the dreams, the starry night skies. It's connecting the dots here. But so in this bottom left-hand corner, I've got my series to finish, and this is kind of a different spread. I'm not sure if it's going to work exactly for the rest of the year, but essentially the gist is I will write the series that I want to finish in these pages on the bottom left-hand corner. I fortunately have finished a lot of series that I wanted to read this year, so I won't have too many books to fill in that page. So that's good, because I was afraid that I was going to run out of room. On the right hand side, you guys will see that I am going ahead and making my 2021 book log page. I try and put as many book options in this page as possible, because I low-key ran out of room for my spread last time, and I thought that I had too many books. So now I'm like, okay, the more books the merrier, and if we don't fill them all up by the end of the year, that's fine. We'd rather have more than not enough. Right? Am I right? Anyway, so I decided to decorate this page with some stars hanging down there, and then through the window you see the starry night sky. I actually really like this book log page. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it as much as my girl with, the books in her brain, but it turned out really well. I think it definitely looks good with the book on the table, that's for sure. Then here in the top left-hand corner, I've got my book recommendations. So that's basically just any book. I could be watching BookTube and somebody says, this book is so good. I like to write that book down, write the author down, so that I can either A, buy it, or B, get it at the library, and then also know who recommended it to me. So I use that page quite a lot. I used to do it every month, but I'm going to start off with a yearly spread and see if I can fill that up. I probably will, let's be honest. Okay, so now to probably the best part of my bullet journal, and this is honestly probably going to be one of my favorite spreads from the whole year. It's my June 2021 monthly bullet journal spread, or my reading journal spread. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am hosting a Studio Ghibli readathon with a bunch of other super amazing booktubers, and so, why not do a Studio Ghibli themed bullet journal? Yeah, it's happening. Okay, so basically there are 8 different hosts in this readathon. So every spread is going to be one of the movies that these hosts picked to kind of represent during this readathon. The first spread that I decided to do was Spirited Away, just because it's a double spread, and Spirited Away has so many characters. I mean, they all do, but Spirited Away also is, one of my most beloved Miyazaki movies of all time. So here in the bottom left-hand corner, of course, we're doing No Face. Very, very misunderstood character. And then, of course, the little rat and the little rat in, Sparrow? I don't know what these characters' names are. I just always call them the mouse and the bird, as well as the little dust mite that likes to follow them around. And then, of course, in the top right hand, you guys can see Haku. He's looking so good as his little dragon self. I had such a crush on Haku as a man and as a dragon. He's just honestly a beautiful person, a beautiful being, truly. But anyway, so you guys know that I like to start off my monthly spreads with the calendar of events, essentially. So on the left-hand side, I've got my June calendar, filling in the dates here. I've got the different categories for the live shows that I'm going to be participating in, the readathons, which of course is going to be the Studio Ghibli readathon, as well as the 24-hour Read or Dare Extraordinaire, which we just finished last weekend, and the buddy reads / read-alongs that I will also be doing this month. I am a very visual person, if you guys cannot tell. So I like to color coordinate everything. I like to write it all down. I like to see what's going on. And this is a great way for me to keep track of that. So on the right hand side here, I am just going to go in and write in my TBR for the month. So for the Studio Ghibli Readathon, there is a huge bingo board, and I am attempting to black out the entire board. So that means that I have quite a few books on my TBR, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's basically halfway through the month. So I have already read some of these books. I know, guys, I am late on this bullet journal video, but it's not my fault, okay? They sent me the wrong book, and I couldn't do it. I almost sucked it up and used the different book, and then I said, no, I want what I want, okay? It's the principle of the matter. Anyway, so this is my full entire TBR for the Studio Ghibli Readathon. And the beauty of this readathon is we color coordinated it with the colors of the rainbow. So I basically wrote my TBR down exactly how it looks on the board for each and every prompt. And those are color coordinated by, you know, a kind of like magenta, purple, blue, like a blue-green, green, yellow, orange, and a red. And each color coordinates to the 3 different prompts for each of the movies. I'm not going to go through that with you guys here, but if you are interested in joining the Studio Ghibli Readathon, we still have half a month left and you can still join, so I'm going to link that up in the cards if you want to watch that video. As you can see, we had a couple of lives earlier in the month for Reader Dare Extraordinaire, and also we are doing the movie streaming as well as sprints for Studio Ghibli, so we have quite a few live shows planned this month, as well as buddy reads for Howl's Moving Castle, because that is our group book for Studio Ghibli, and Nicole and I doing the Cruel Prince read-along. If I get to the extra books this month, I'll be super proud of myself, because I don't think I will, but if I do, pat on the back, pat on the back. Okay, you guys know if you watch my videos that I like to do a YouTube and Instagram tracker. This is a modification from Noelle 7 Pages, who gave me this genius idea. She's a good friend of mine. She also does amazing bullet journal videos, so if you guys are interested, her channel is linked down in the description below. Check her out for sure. But I like to have a kind of gauge on our social media engagement, you know, how many followers / subscribers we start off the month with, what our goal is, when we reach that goal, that kind of thing. So for this double page spread, I decided to do a Howl's Moving Castle theme on the left-hand side. You guys can see we've got Turnip Head, Markle, and the dog? What is the dog's name? Jero? I made that up. I'm not really sure. And then on the right hand side, this is actually from a movie that I've never seen and I'm going to be watching with the rest of the Studio Ghibli gang, but this is from Up on Poppy Hill. And this character, she apparently goes through some kind of loss. I'm not really sure, but I just loved the scene of her just hanging up this flag. So I decided to put it in my bullet journal. I liked it a lot. You guys will notice that the YouTube and Instagram, like, posting ideas, those two things are switched. You don't always have to mess up on something. So that's the thing that I have to white out this month. You'll see that later on. Flipping the page, I'm going to continue on with my social media tracker, my TikTok tracker. In the bottom left-hand corner, I've got the robot from Castle in the Sky. And then on the right-hand side, of course, we've got Ponyo. This is one of the sweetest little scenes, and I absolutely love it. So I decided to put that on my brain dump page for the month. And I think both of these spreads turned out really, really well. I draw these things by eyesight, so I just look at the picture and then draw it onto my bullet journal, so no tracing or anything, and I think they came out pretty true to the characters. I think it looks pretty good. So moving on, we've got my favorite lines. This is also a spread that I got from Noelle 7 Pages, my good friend, and it's basically just writing down my favorite lines from the books that I read during the month. Here we've got Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, and I know you guys are probably wondering, these pages are really blank and kind of boring. I decided to do the bullet journal video a little different this month. I'm going to color it in after I do the line drawings. That way we save a little bit of time and you guys can have the big reveal of it at the end. But yeah, so I've got the favorite line page and then the wrap up page, also from Noelle 7 Pages. pages. Lots of pages going on. But here we've got an image of Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, and my wrap-up spread, which I like to put the title and author of the book, when, where, how, pages, and the star rating. When is going to be the date, where is going to be where I got it from, how is going to be, is it physical, audio, ebook. Pages is going to be the number of pages, and the star count will be the star count at the end of the month. So I started doing kind of like weekly spreads in my bullet journal in the first part of the year, and I really enjoyed it. I like having the weekly spreads in my reading journal. I basically just combined my regular bullet journal because I don't really do any tracking kind of stuff like, brushing my teeth and working out and stuff like that. I'm too much of a Gemini to track that kind of stuff. I don't keep up with it, but I do like to have a spread that organizes my week. So as you can see, I started this spread off with a fun little character from The Wind Rises. If you guys are Ghibli fans, you know what this is. But it's one of my favorite scenes. She's painting out in this huge, gorgeous field, and it's just a really great moment. And her love interest comes and talks to her, and it's super sweet, but it's fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. And I basically just color coordinated the days of the week with the colors that we use in the Studio Ghibli readathon. So each of these colors coordinates with one of the movies, and then decided to kind of put a little bit of shadows on there, a little bit of shadow boxing. Do I think there might be a little too much black? I'm not sure. And that is basically what I did for the June to-do. The last spread that I'm going to do is actually a movie that we are not doing in the Studio Ghibli readathon, but it is still in my top 3 Studio Ghibli films, and that is Princess Mononoke. Okay, she's iconic, show-stopping. I can't even remember the rest of it, but you guys know where I'm going with this. This is such a good movie. It's one of my favorites, and I could not live my life without having the little spirit dwellers also hanging out in this spread. But yeah, I essentially did what I did with The Wind Rises, made all these fun little boxes for the days of the week for the rest of the month, and included some boxes for like next month's events, like a to-do list, and next week's events. So the smaller boxes are going to be the day boxes, the bigger boxes are going to be, what's happening later on that I might need to schedule for next month, etc., etc. And I'm just loving these colors, guys. It literally looks so good. I'm so proud of these 2 spreads. Like, this is what the paint pens were for. They were not for stars, okay? They were for boxes. And I know that now. So, counting my strengths, that's what we're doing here. Then I went in and added, of course, a little more detail, a little more 3D-ness to my boxes, and I think it's pretty darn good. So guys, now it's time for the final flip through. guys know that I like to end my bullet journal spreads with all of these little drawings from the books. I think The Empire of Gold really just did its own thing this month. I don't know why, but it just looks so good to me. The colors look so good. So if you guys liked this video, give it a like for me. Comment down below if you guys bullet journal as well, what you guys had for themes this month. Maybe even if you are participating in the Studio Ghibli readathon. I would love to hear from you guys. We'd love to have you. Turn on that notification bell if you don't want to miss another video from me and Monique. And until our next video, I will see you guys next time.